for you to display and showcase your work, जो भी आप ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं. अगर आप YouTube पे वीडियोस बना रहे हैं तो YouTube का एल्गोरिदम, if you make good content and if people respond to it, you are automatically seen to hundreds and thousands of people. नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब. आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी के बारे में. तो क्या है क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी, कहां से शुरुआत हुई क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी की, क्या है क्या ये चीज आखिर, और इसके अंदर इस अपॉर्चुनिटी का आप कैसे फायदा उठा सकते हैं. तो शुरू करते हैं. सबसे पहले मैं आपको एक स्टार्ट देना चाहूंगा. इन 2021 द यूएस एनालिस्ट प्रेडिक्टेड that the creator economy would be worth over $100 billion with over 50 million creators participating in it. आपने बिल्कुल सही सुना, $100 billion. शुरुआत करते हैं क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी की, और ये कहां से शुरू हुई थी, फ्रॉम इट्स कंप्लीट बिगिनिंग. सो दिस क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी led by the internet is known as the digital renaissance. The original Renaissance happened in Europe, specifically in Italy, after the late 1300s. So, after late 1300s, after the time of Black Plague, there was a demand for creative work by rich individuals known as patrons. Who were these patrons? So, they were basically kings, councilmen, popes, and generally wealthy, influential families and folk, जो इस क्रिएटिव वर्क को डिमांड करते थे. क्रिएटर्स इस एरा में 1300 से लेटर में दे वुड क्रिएट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम पेंटिंग्स टू टैपेस्ट्रीज टू स्ट्रक्चर्स एंड इवन सम काइंड ऑफ मैकेनिकल मशीनरीज इन दैट टाइम. तो ये सोचा जाए कि ये जो पेट्रन्स हैं ये इस तरह का क्रिएटिव वर्क डिमांड क्यों करते थे इन आर्टिस्ट से. तो इसके बेसिकली 3 से 4 रीजन थे. वन रीजन वॉज टू सिग्नल वेल्थ. सो अपनी अगर आपको शान शौहरत दिखानी है, इवन आपने अगर किसी सेलिब्रिटी का घर देखा हो इन देयर वीडियोस दैट दे शो इन पोर्ट्रे, उसमें आप ढेर सारी पेंटिंग्स देखते हो, उसके अंदर सम काइंड ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर वर्क देखते हो. सो दैट इज फॉर सिग्नलिंग वेल्थ. सेकेंडली these patrons would demand for these work for their own personal consumption. So maybe they just want to look at themselves. उनकी high end portraits बनी हुई, उनकी paintings so beautiful. Mona Lisa was one of these things. And third would be to show their influence, of उनकी country या फिर उनके town के अंदर they want to show their influence कि we can demand such work, all these things. So these are some of the reasons जिसके लिए patrons in that time, in that era would demand such work from the artists and these creators. Now let me tell you, in that time there was one most popular creator. आप शायद से जानते भी होंगे, उसका नाम लूंगा तो Leonardo da Vinci. Yes, he was a very popular artist, inventor and sculptor उस टाइम का. And you could say he was some kind of a content creator of his era. He was the most influential artist जिसके बारे में मैंने पढ़ा है, and I admire that person. So this Renaissance period lasted from about 1500s to late 1700s. उसके बाद आया the Industrial Revolution. तो Industrial Revolution में क्या हुआ? It began with the creation of larger than life organizations. Very big, very major, very influential organizations came into picture. It led to the creation of these organizations basically due to Industrial Revolution. Because all ये सारी large organizations, large industries बन रही थी, ये फिर जो ये एक वाला काम है जिसमें आप paintings बना रहे हो या किसी भी तरह का creative artistry work, this became quite irrelevant. It was not efficient कि आप जाके अपना कुछ काम करें, and it was much more preferable कि आप किसी इंडस्ट्री को ज्वाइन करें, आप उसका पार्ट बने और उसी के थ्रू अपना घर चलाएं. तो वो एक नॉर्म बन गया. बेसिकली जॉब एम्प्लॉयमेंट बिकेम द नॉर्म व्हेन इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन केम, एंड दिस रिजल्टेड इन द क्रिएशन ऑफ मोनोपोलीज एंड व्हाट यू वुड कॉल द beginning of entrepreneurs and industrialists in that time after 1700s when industrial revolution came into place. So Andrew Carnegie, he was the steel magnate of that time. He controlled so many industries under his influence. So he was one such influential person of the industrial revolution. By 1950s, so these companies were largely, the backbone of economy within these countries, especially in the United States, and job employment became the norm, जैसा कि मैंने कहा. Let's fast forward to 2020. In the midst of pandemic, internet enabled the creation of this, passion economy, or what you would call creator economy. दोनों one and the same thing है. So basically इसमें क्या हुआ? इंटरनेट ने क्या किया, क्या हमें दिया, क्या हमें इसके फायदे हैं? तो basically इंटरनेट की वजह से इंटरनेट became the enabler for people to do creative work and monetize it effectively. इसका मतलब क्या है कि monetize it effectively? So basically यहां मैं कहना चाह रहा हूं कि there is practically no cost of distribution and no search cost for you to display and showcase your work. जो भी आप ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं, अगर आप YouTube पे वीडियोस बना रहे हैं तो YouTube का एल्गोरिदम, if you make good content and if people respond to it, you are automatically seen to hundreds and thousands of people. If you make content for Instagram, then your content based on the algorithm again is distributed amongst people. So cost became minimal. उस टाइम पे आपको मे बी पैम्फलेट छपवाने पड़ते या आप न्यूज़पेपर एडवर्टाइजिंग करते अपने जो है ना, अगर आप उस टाइम पे क्रिएटर बनना चाहते हैं कि ना मैंने अपनी पेंटिंग करी है, या फिर आप किसी गैलरी में जाके पैसे देते ढेर सारा अमाउंट कि जो है ना आप मेरा वर्क देखो जाके, एंड देन पीपल वुड कम एंड देयर वाज नो श्योरिटी कि कितने लोग आएंगे, हाउ मेनी पीपल वुड वांट टू पे हाउ मच अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. तो उस वजह से ना इतना आसान नहीं था. That's why in 2020, especially when people were stuck in work from home scenario and they had a lot of time on their hand, many people tried alternative career paths. And YouTube and Instagram maybe 2016-17 से चल रहा होगा, but 2020 was a major uptick in this technology जिसने इस चीज को राइज दिया. तो ये रीजन है. There are three major categories for this enablement are music, text, design, with music taking the lead in entire component. It has the highest amount of interaction with the users, or you would call followers. हाँ, फिर टेक्स्ट आता है जैसे सबस्टैक हो गया, आपका अपना पर्सनल ब्लॉग हो गया, एंड देन डिजाइन जैसे आप अपना शोकेस कर सकते हैं ऑन Behance or maybe in the form of NFTs. Now there are all sorts of different startups coming up that allow creators to monetize different parts of the value chain. So basically एक organization का structure होता है administration, procurement, और maybe legal, accounting. So उसके अंदर इस breakdown में different types of startups आ रहे हैं जो allow करते हैं people to become self-employed and just take control of what they want to do as a creator. अभी तक मैं content creation पे नहीं आया हूँ. ये सिर्फ as a creator economy, there are so many startups coming up allowing people to build their business online and be an effective part of the value chain to organizations which used to be like massive organizations and industries. Let's come to content creation. So content creation में क्या हुआ है? This market has the largest potential for a creator to create value in. There are different use cases for every patron, from association to insight or education to emotional connection, entertainment. Now there are different platforms for every creator to monetize their content on effectively. Let's take a format in which these creators create content on. First would be video. It has the highest engagement, most effective form of storytelling, and is a $60 billion plus industry. Yeah, so video is enabled by YouTube, Hotstar, Netflix, Vimeo, all of them. Then comes visual design. Visual design industry is a $160 billion category with startups like Canva, Adobe's Photoshop, Behance coming up and allowing these creators to build their career on. Third category, audio. This is a $25 billion category, and it is built on two different parts. One is music, second is podcasting. Now, this is enabled by Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor. Fourth, text content creation, which is a $400 billion category format. It is almost as old as humanity itself, because humanity has been writing and creating some form of text since we could since we were in caves and we were basically like roaming around like Neanderthal. So this is enabled by medium.com, WordPress, blogspot.com, Quora, books. And then there comes lastly, but definitely not the least, ephemeral video. So what is ephemeral video? It is basically short form video which is only for a short time frame. Enabled by TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, Instagram Reels. This category is a $20 billion plus category. So what has happened here? This economy has enabled people to break away from the patterns of industrial revolution. Basically, individuals are breaking away from these large value chain organizations and starting something of their own, building their own brands, building their own businesses as a form and means of self-employment. Here are some creators that you are looking at right now who are worth millions of dollars as their own personal brands. This has enabled people to focus on their own creativity. Creator economy is enabling people to focus on their own individuality and authenticity to build a one-person brand. Allowing creators to use and distribute content quality at scale can become really valuable. For example, some creators coming up with their own Netflix series that is high quality content being distributed at scale. Even Naval Ravikant of AngelList has said this. Next stage of web is the decentralized creator economy.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the phrase the creator economy, because I think the economy has always been the creator economy, in the sense that the creative people are the ones who get to run things and get paid the most. It's just there have been very few of them. And so now what's happening is that the number of creators that we can support is broadening thanks to the internet. So many more people can be a creator. And yeah, maybe not everyone is going to be a creator just yet, but that doesn't mean that you can't be. If you're in Clubhouse, if you got an iPhone, if you're sitting here, if you're listening to this, just because half the world can't be creators doesn't mean that you can't be a creator. You can't be the leading wave. Entrepreneurs are creators. The best financiers are creators. Obviously, artists are creators. Best actors are creators. The best producers, the best directors, the best, in any
Cooks.
endeavor. In any endeavor, yeah. If you look back in history, history really remembers the artists. They're the people who are breaking new ground, who are creating new things, who are generating new ideas. In an age of infinite leverage, ideas are the most important things. Judgment is the most important thing. And so we've always been in a creator economy. It's just that there haven't been that many people who were the creators. They collected all the rewards because they were the real creators, but now many, many, many more of us get to participate in the creative act.
A16Z, one of the most prominent and leading VCs in the world, is betting on startups that allow people that are enabling creator economy. In front of you right now, this is a $100 billion opportunity. You have a choice. Be a part of this new system or let this pass you by. And you can keep on wondering like, where did this opportunity go? I hope this video helped you to understand कि कहाँ से creator economy की शुरुआत हुई थी, कहाँ पे इसका pattern रुका, और अब due to internet, the informational age, breaking away the chains of industrial revolution, industrial age. तो I hope जो है ना इस वीडियो से आपको information मिलेगी. मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल इसमें नहीं डाली, लेकिन हाँ कुछ मैंने पिक्टोग्राम्स as well as some stats शो करे हैं कि कौन कौन से स्टार्टअप्स इस क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी को इनेबल कर रहे हैं, कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म्स हेल्प कर रहे हैं, जिससे आपका जो है ना करियर एक नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ट्रांसफॉर्म हो सकता है. मेक यूज ऑफ दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी, build upon this. As Naval Ravikant often says, media and code is the new leverage. Utilize that. और इस कोड के साथ मैं वीडियो को एंड करूंगा. That's me taking off. Bye bye.